Well, that's what I love about husband and wife teams is that they get to sell real estate together and sleep in the same bed. That's kind of fun, right? I don't know if that's a BRE violation, but greetings, Signature Studios. We have the bright lights of the spotlights of the Signature Studio on today because we have somebody very special here today, Susan.
We have 2 specials.
We have 2 specials for the price of 1.
2 for 1.
That's right. We have the Marchena Home Team, Anita and Michael. Yay. Welcome to the studio.
Yay.
Thank you.
It's been a long time coming, I'm just going to say.
I know, I've been waiting.
Why am I so far down on the list?
Yeah. Are we the last one? We're the last, right? We're like the last one. Like, oh, we forgot this one.
Nobody else was available,
Yeah.
so kind of just stepped in here.
All right.
Yeah. But welcome, Anita and Michael. How are you?
I was going to say
Very good.
something, but I'm not. It's because I'm Mexican, but whatever.
Gotta play the race card.
I know.
I'm
Ay,
kidding, I'm
frijoles.
kidding.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not aware of the Marchena Home Team, they are one of the most successful home teams in this area. They sell lots of homes for buyers and sellers. So today we're going to jump into their backstory, how they met, how they fell in love, how they got into real estate, how they met this lady, and I'm just here to kind of navigate the conversation along because I think once they get going, there's no stopping. So Anita, Michael, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Ladies first.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll start with Anita then. How about this?
So how we met was, no, just kidding.
So you guys have been together for 20 years.
Yes.
How did you guys meet? And really the underlying question is, how many times did you have to ask Michael out before he finally said yes?
So what happened was, we actually met at a club of all
We
places.
didn't party.
And we exchanged numbers. We talked on the phone a couple times, and then we kind of went our own ways. And then 3 years later, we met at a restaurant. He was with some of his mutual friends, and I was like, I know you. You look really familiar to me. And then, so that was a Saturday. Our first date was a Tuesday, and we literally, never separated after that. So,
Wow.
2 months after that, we moved in together, and then he proposed on Christmas Eve. And then it took a while to get married because he was like, oh, you're already here, so I got you, whatever. And then 3 years later, we got married. So, yeah.
What'd your mom say, though? Why would he...
She's like,
so
why is he going to marry you if you're already giving him the cow for free? I was like, thanks.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, because I told her, I'm like, well, in culturally speaking...
But I didn't agree with that because I was like, you got to test drive a car
Yes.
before you buy it. So...
Well, because culturally speaking, I grew up Catholic, and in the Catholic religion, divorce is a huge no.
Yeah.
But also living together is as well. So I told my mom, I was like, well, I'd rather, you're not going to get to know somebody until you live with them. I don't care how long you date, until you live with them, you don't really know them. So we just kind of put that.
But my kids will not be moving in with anybody until they're married. Damn it.
And you got to learn the toothpaste, toilet paper roll up or upside down.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was
those habits.
pretty much perfect out the gate, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And still pretty much
Well,
perfect.
the fact that he's OCD clean helps. So I didn't have to nag oh, help me. I didn't even have to. He would just wake up and vacuum and he just does dishes.
I'm pretty much
and
the perfect guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but
yeah.
I want to break your elbow, patting yourself on the back there.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, what do they say? They say, why buy the cow if you get the milk for free? But the counter argument is, why get a pig if it's just a little sausage?
Oh, I don't get it.
I'll just let that one float for a little bit. All right. Michael, we'll switch to you, buddy.
Okay.
So you guys have been together for almost 20 years now.
Yep.
She chased you down,
Yes.
clearly.
Mhm.
You're the perfect guy, clearly.
Yeah.
So how did you get into real estate?
Oh god. This is a long story. How long do we have?
We have as long as you need, buddy.
So I had my own business. I sold my business. Started working for a company. Fell off a ladder from 20 feet. Injured myself. Went through a whole workers' comp thing, and then decided after 2.5 years and mild depression that I will never work for somebody again. So I decided to start my other business back up, and then I was like, hey, I've been dabbling in wanting to get my real estate license for the last 10 years. It's time to finally just get it done. So it took me 8 years to get my real estate license.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he would start to take the class, and then he would, get
So it took me
distracted.
8 years to finally get my real estate license. And then once I got it and things just went really well, it's been
that
awesome.
You never gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the sad thing was his test date was the week I
Oh,
gave birth
yeah.
to our first child.
Yeah.
So you guys know when you have a newborn, there is no sleeping. So he literally went to his test. He was like,
I had no
I don't
idea.
even know what
So-
I answered. I had no idea.
No, so here's how it went. I got like halfway through the test, and I felt like I was doing pretty good, but I was so tired. I hadn't slept in like,
that week.
yeah, the whole week. So I got halfway through, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm done. I just started marking stuff, and I actually got a good score. Yeah,
You're supposed to always choose C, right?
yeah.
C.
Yeah.
So I just
means yes
marked
in
it all.
Spanish,
I
See, it does.
turned it in, and then I got a. I had
I think it was
no, I failed.
It was
No,
like,
I failed.
but barely. So
Yeah,
had
so like
he
I
just,
barely failed, and then had I taken my time, like I thought I got a score, right? They give you scores
When
don't
you
they?
fail.
When you fail, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a good score, and I'm like, hey, I was pretty close. Like if I would have just continued, but I was tired, so I was just done. So I rescheduled the test. So I took it 3 times, right?
And when is this?
Took it 3 times.
2000.
12.
She's about the dates, yeah.
Okay.
2012.
I don't live in the past. So I took the test a second time, and the second time I don't know if I passed or failed. They sent me a letter saying that there was something wrong with the test,
There was
and
a glitch.
there was a glitch or something, and anybody who took that test has to come back and retake it. I'm like, is this like the gods telling me I shouldn't do real estate, or like what is going on? So I finally was talking to a couple friends. They're like, "Dude, you got to do the crash course." So I did the crash course, in and out. I mean, it just night and day.
Was it with Harry, the old Yoda guy?
Real estate trainers.
No, real estate trainers, but it was with some guy that was really funny. I
The
don't
old
remember
guy?
his name.
He's like Yoda.
No, he was kind of young.
Okay.
Yeah, he was kind of young. But yeah, so that's how it all happened.
That's
That's
awesome.
real
So
estate.
2012, you get your license, and
Mhm.
then because I remember, I've been in the market for about 10 years and stuff like that, and I just remember all of a sudden you were everywhere.
Yeah,
So you just kind of like hit the ground running kind of thing. And
yeah, just all branding.
He's a branding
You are
guru.
very good at branding.
Yeah,
Almost as
he
good as
is.
someone else. Here.
Oh, the ice cream shop next door. Yeah, they're pretty
Yes,
good.
yes, they're awesome.
But so let's dive into the branding
Okay.
kind of thing because obviously you're branded. So thanks for doing that on camera.
Yeah.
So obviously, is this off the Jay-Z song? I got 99 problems.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that where it comes from?
Yes.
Or kind of tell the story of how the branding came about. Were you
And sing
bumping
the song.
Jay-Z?
So,
yeah. So maybe not. There's
yeah.
probably not.
So,
Yeah.
you want me to? So-
that was your story because this was before me.
So I've always just been the type of person that whenever I have a business, I'm constantly always thinking about how can I get the name out there more? How can I be a little bit different from somebody else? What kind of saying or slogan or something will catch on?
Mm-hmm.
And that was just, I was driving one day, I think the song was on, and I was like, yeah, nah, I probably put a realtor. Whoa, shit! I was like, I got something here.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and I think I told you, were you on board, or were you kind of like, I don't know, I don't remember, but I was like, I'm doing it anyways. And it's just,
I'm
it's been
always
with us now.
supportive. So I don't-
She's always supportive, but I don't remember if you were like, yeah, that's badass, or if you were like, I don't know if we should or
Well,
not.
I wasn't sure because I didn't know that we could because of the song. So
I think-
was like,
yeah, I think she was a little
hesitant for
a little
that.
hesitant, but I was like, I'm
But we
doing it.
changed
I
the
like
shouldn't
it.
because
So,
it ain't. The song is ain't, and we just changed shouldn't.
shouldn't be one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's kind of how it happened.
So we made it more English.
Yeah.
Correct English.
Grammatically proper.
We made it correct.
So you were running with that, and then I know for a while there you were doing Mikey Real Estate.
Yeah.
And I think you reached out to me about this because somebody else was trying to copy your style a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So the whole Mikey Real Estate, it's a play on words. So my daughter's name is Michaela, and we call her Mikey. So Mikey Real Estate. That's where that came from. So originally I started that because I was kind of hoping if we built a team that we wouldn't have to worry about the team being like, oh, well, I don't want to promote your last name or your name. Well, then when the team dissolved and became just the two of us, that's when I was like, you know what, let's do Marchena Home Team and just focus on that. So Mikey Real Estate, I still own the domain, but I honestly don't do anything with it. It's just sitting there.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then so you were kind of a few years into this, and then you got so overwhelmed with business, and you needed your better half. to
Yeah.
pick
Well,
up.
did you want me to talk about the guy that was like trying to
Yeah,
steal my
yeah.
name? Okay, so just in case this
Did you
happens.
send him a
to anybody.
cease and desist or what?
So no, I actually called him and talked to him, and then they were just gracious enough to stop.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I had to pay $1,500 to a lawyer to have
Yeah.
somebody squash the red tie real estate guy.
Yeah.
That was
They were just very, very nice people.
They really were.
I don't
So-
know this story. Apparently, I.
Oh.
There's some kind of
I just have a
Yes.
way with words, I think, when I talk to certain people.
Well, you are Italian, so you got that whole like mafia
Very
thing, huh?
articulate.
Yeah, I sent Vinny, my uncle.
And that was,
Yeah.
I was going to say the mafia comes out when you're trying to get a point across. It's effective.
I think I'm a nice guy. I just don't like it when people do the wrong things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure they do the right things.
I'm going to make sure they do the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Go over the camel. Oh, those are kneecaps.
Moving along. Okay,
So how did Anita get into the picture here?
So he was in already 5 years. He had Melissa, who is awesome. So it was the two of them. And I think just being around the both of them and constantly hearing everything, I was like, maybe I should just jump in, do it with you. But both of our girls were already full-time in school. So like I had, he allowed me to be a full-time mom, focus on that. So when they went to school, I just jumped in head first and never looked back.
But initially, she wanted to get into the loan side.
I was.
Which, for all the viewers out there, that's where the real money's at. So she was thinking about getting into loans. And I told her, I was like, look, if you get into loans, it's going to be a huge conflict of interest because when somebody finds out that you're married to me, which everybody pretty much already knows that, nobody's going to want to send you business. So you might as well just get your real estate license. Let's not worry about the conflict of interest, and we'll just be a powerhouse real estate team.
Yeah.
So that's how it went. But I originally, anybody thinking about getting a real estate license, look into NMLS. Loans is way more money. Anyways. Think so? I don't need no more real estate competitors here.
Oh, okay. Got it.
That's or escrow.
You know what I'm saying?
The industry is full.
Industry
Okay.
is full, man. Loans is where it's at. Refis. Yeah, refis.
Recession proof.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. So how many kids do you have?
We have
That
two.
we know of?
Whoa, sorry, Anita.
What? How many do you have? I'm just kidding.
You would know if I had more than the ones we had.
I'm kidding. Oh.
He's a franchise starter.
Franchise starter, yes.
Wow. He does like to promote his name. So if you see any other kids wearing these shirts, let me know. No, Madison's 9 and Michaela is 12.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
they are
Crazy.
Beautiful,
I agree.
crazy, talkative,
Yes.
secure, delightful young women.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're proud. We're
Yes.
trying. It's scary. It's scary.
It goes
Especially
fast.
junior high, like that. When she was
Yeah.
transitioning, I was like, and I probably scared some of our friends because I was like, oh my god, I heard this, and oh my god, I heard that, and they're like, really? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm scared. So yeah, I was just like, you just hear things, and
Yeah.
it was just scary.
It just goes too fast.
Well, and they're true.
You have 2 boys?
I have 3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah.
And when did you get the 3rd one?
I don't know.
Just kidding. How old are your boys?
I don't know. The mailman stopped coming by though. But what?
How old are your boys?
14, 12, and 9.
It goes by fast, huh?
Yeah, it does.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's really weird because he's going to be an adult pretty soon.
Yeah.
Oldest one.
Yeah.
And you got kids.
Yeah, I got a couple of those. They're grown up though.
Yeah.
And the thing is that if you could go back in time,
Mm-hmm.
you would have a lot more because they're so
No.
great having grown ups.
Nope.
But you guys just don't know that yet.
Mhm.
But you will. and
So I
you
should have
remember
more?
This. I think everyone should have at least a dozen, and not really that many. Ooh.
He's like, no.
Billy Tate back there was like, no.
I
don't
do.
think so.
I do wish we would have had. I wish I had more children because it is so delightful when they're older.
Mhm.
And I might have taken a whole bunch of it way too serious, and so I always say, play with your kids, because I might have taken it a little too serious. The one sock on the floor instead of that the room was immaculate except the sock.
Mhm.
And I'd say play with them and then prepare them for what is in the world because you can't save and rescue them, and you just need to equip them to be able to handle it. And that's it's an easy job. I mean, we're doing great in the world, aren't we?
We're amazing. Yeah, that's what's the scary part though. It's like I want to be honest,
Yes.
but then I'm like, okay, how honest is like
Yeah.
appropriate for 12?
Yeah,
We've been
and
giving
you
them
want
we've
to
been
have
giving
a
them honesty in
childhood.
steps.
Yeah.
We shelter
Yeah.
them and then we kind of like open it up a little bit like
Yeah.
that's the reality of how the world is and
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah. Well, they're going to
Little
see it
peek.
at school,
Yeah.
and so they have to be able to handle it. And as long
Yeah.
as they're talking to you, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But all of your kids are great.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
I used to, you don't know this, but they used to live down the street, and so I would stop and get the girls to go for walks with me with the dogs, because
They still talk about it.
because
Yes.
they're just so adorable, and they would just talk, and tell me everything, so I knew everything going on at their house. No, not really.
Uh-oh.
I'm all cool. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing to hide.
But
I got
was-
Alexa. I don't
but
care.
I was thinking, I'm picking up the kids, and I'm thinking
got
of the
it.
good old days of, fun times being
Yeah.
married and stuff. And so I'm thinking, okay, and you got 30 minutes. And then I find out they just took a nap or
Yeah,
something.
shit, that's golden time. We're like 30 minutes. She's like, 30 minutes? I'm like, yeah, 30 minutes. Babe, let's go sleep.
What else are you gonna do with those 28 minutes?
We
Yeah,
would
right?
watch. Yeah, we would
28
watch,
minutes. God.
We would watch a,
You're like
a show.
you're a champion, bro.
Yeah.
I only need 45 seconds.
Man,
I
I'm
got remaining.
I'm trying so hard to keep the show on the rails.
Oh my
And
God, it's so hard for
Four of
us.
us,
I'm
this is-
sorry, yeah.
Professional.
So yes, he was in it 5 years, and then I got into it, and I
What was I
jumped
in for
in
5
head
years?
first, and
Oh,
then
nothing.
stupid. And then
Jesus, John.
so he used to have a book of leads,
Mhm.
and so I took that book, sat down one day, and just started calling because I have no shame. So I just calling. So I got
She's-
I think 4 deals that first month. that
Yeah,
I
she
got
was
my
really good
license.
at it.
Michael's like, hey.
She is really good at follow up. That's my weakness, and that is her strength, which works good for us because she's weak, which there's not a whole lot weak with you. See, I did. That's
At
where
this point,
that's
so
where I'm telling you, bro. I just got it. So, anyways, that's where I come in, and then my weak point she's really strong at.
So are you more on the front end prospecting kind of thing, and then you toss them over your shoulder, and then
So
she
if
catches
you're
them?
not ready for business right now,
Mhm.
I forget about you. Like I focus on like what's right here, like what's ready to work. Plus I do like the online marketing, I do a lot of the technical stuff. She's really good at the follow up stuff. So she'll I think you still do it every morning, right? Like
I do.
yeah, she goes every morning and she's following up, and it's crazy.
So he does all the marketing, he's the face. And I told him, like, I'm cool with people, like, knowing you because you built your name.
No,
Like,
no,
I
I
have
want-
no problem
this is
being
Anita.
Mike's wife. Like,
Anita
everyone is
Marchena,
like, oh,
guys.
I
Anita Marchena.
But I walk into open houses, they're like, oh, you're Michael's wife. I'm like, yeah. And I'm totally fine with that because he was in it
But I-
longer than me, and he put us on the map. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm the wife, and yeah, I'm pretty awesome, but
But I want to be able
yeah,
to
I'm
walk
fine
into an
with
open house and have somebody be like, "You're Anita's wife," and I'm like, "Yeah."
her favorite wife?
That's what I
is,
want.
yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite wife.
That's the goal I'm trying to achieve here. So.
All right. Yeah.
Well, at least now we know.
I want to be
where
a trophy
they're
wife. That's my goal in life. Like first, I want to be successful in real estate. Now I want to be a trophy wife. That's it.
You're just arm candy for Anita.
That's it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting
Mine's
that way now.
Delicious. No, I'm just kidding.
And
Yeah,
he can
sorry.
dance.
I did not know this.
He can dance for real.
All right, we already rehearsed this. So go ahead and put the music on.
Yeah. you should.
Play. I'm just kidding.
Shirt's coming off, baby.
Oh no.
So let's dive into some business aspect of it, because to operate at the level that you guys operate on and to be as successful as you guys are, you have to have systems in place, you have to have a plan and stuff like that. So what seems, because I think a lot of people that watch these shows want to know what these top producing agents do.
Yeah.
So I think it's a fair question. What seems to work for you
We
guys?
are the worst. Okay.
And what doesn't work for you?
So you
Coaching
can
doesn't
start.
work for
You can
us.
start.
So
Okay.
we did the whole coaching thing. How do I
But
put
this is how bad it is. We're just gonna be honest. All right.
Yeah.
How many deals have we done this year?
30,
I think.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
In the 30s.
What is that volume? What's our volume?
No idea.
Oh no.
We don't know numbers.
Are people
we don't-
happy when we close transactions?
So here's our
Wait,
thing.
are people
as long
ha-
as we're
wait,
not
wait, listen,
Top
listen.
Roman every month, we're cool.
Are
you know?
people happy when we close transactions?
Yes.
And that's all we can be confident with. That's all we care about. I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about any of that stuff. The money, we track it. So like even when I had my other businesses, we've always been really good about not having to sit there with an Excel spreadsheet and trying to figure out how much we have coming in, how much we going out.
Yeah.
We just kind of watch it and we know if we're good or not.
Yeah.
Usually if it's going this way, we're okay. If we're going, it never usually goes this way. It usually goes flat or it goes up. But our main focus is just making sure our clients are happy, and that's all we focus on.
Yeah.
And that's
I
what makes it
think
easy.
The good thing is now that it's just the two of us,
Mm-hmm.
we've actually found that we have more time. So we're not trying to hustle to get deals to buy leads to feed other
Mhm.
people. It's just us. And so we found it and I told him, I was like, if we do a couple deals a month, like, I'm cool. Like, we don't need to do because we're not feeding other.
Yeah.
So now it's just and he's actually relaxed a little bit because he's not marketing 5 people. He's just, it's just us. And and I told him, like, as far as I know, it's always going to be us. So,
So as far as systems, I think the only thing that we have semi-organized is kind of like how we deal with our buyer. Like, so when we get a buyer, this is like our protocol, like from A to Z. We get a seller, we go from A to Z. That's like the only thing we really have like systematized. But as far as like day-to-day actions, schedules, like none of that.
There's nothing.
No.
No time blocking.
I
So-
can vouch for that.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing. So
But it
so
works
no,
for
but
us.
here's
'Cause
here's
the
no
thing.
stop. No.
Their calendar is to not have a calendar.
Yeah, no. So here's how it is. So I completely, I know that there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna say like, oh, you know, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I honestly don't believe in balance. I think balance is an illusion. I think honestly, if you're chasing balance, you're gonna drive yourself nuts, and you're gonna make yourself feel bad because you're never gonna achieve balance. I think I finally realized that like years ago. I feel like our saying is we don't get days off, we get time off. So when we don't have an email coming in or a text message coming in or something coming in that we have to get done, then we get time off. So that's just kind of how we've always lived our life. That's why we don't really vacation or do anything. And I mean, I keep telling her, let's go somewhere. She doesn't want to go anywhere.
You don't want to fly.
She's a workaholic. Shut up, John.
No,
I don't
Susan.
believe that.
That's not me at all.
All right, Anita,
No, you
correct
know what?
everything
When
you
my
said,
voice,
please.
okay, you can tell when I'm fibbing a little bit. My voice goes higher. Goes a
Let
little
me
higher.
correct this for everyone. I have said many times, let's go on
That ain't
vacation. Let's go do something. First of all, he won't fly. Second of all, he's like, why would I take you there when you can Google it?
It's on Google.
That's what I
It is
meant.
on Google
He's like,
Maps.
you can Google
Cheap.
world.
Jesus Christ.
And he's like, you can look at all these pictures that other people have taken. Why do you want to leave?
I've done travel the world in like 2 hours on Google.
Google Earth.
I've been everywhere.
I'm so sorry.
I throw a
Brenda.
fan on. I feel like I'm out there.
So I'm like, okay, but I just want to go and like see it for ourselves. He's like,
We will.
why do we buy a house then? And I'm like, oh, for crying out.
So I love being home. So
Yeah.
that's why, like, for me, if I'm gonna spend any money, it's gonna be on my house. So like, I don't like spending money on just. If I could stay home, I'd be home all the time because I have a family. I have to leave. But that's where, like, for me, if I have a house and it's perfect, I mean, everything has to be dialed in the way I want it.
Yeah.
I'll stay home.
Yeah,
Like,
your stairway is amazing.
thanks.
Well, I showed your previous home, and it was absolutely immaculate. So the OCD thing really does come into play because
And you know what's funny? People were like, "Oh, did you guys stay?" I'm like, "No, that's how we live all the time. Like, you can come to our house, and if
Model
there's
home.
probably like a dog toy here and there that drives him crazy, but yeah,
What's your dream vacation?
I want to go to Spain. I want to go to honestly,
You wanna go to
I
Spain?
want to just go somewhere that's not that we can't drive to. Like,
I thought we were going to Hawaii. You
that
want to go to
was
Spain?
the
Let's go to
plan,
Spain.
but I don't know.
Okay, ask me now.
What's your dream vacation, Michael Marchena?
I live it every day.
Oh, bam!
All the time. Yeah.
99 problems, but vacationing ain't one of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then if we do go somewhere, he talks about it forever. Like we went to, we did go to the little float down in
Oh yeah,
Arizona,
that was fun, man.
and it was cool. So
Yeah.
we went for a weekend, and then we come back, and the girls are like, "Where are we gonna go now?" He's like, "Seriously, you weren't happy with that?" I'm like, "Full. One time, really?"
No, I said once we did that, I was kind of like, oh, that opened a door. I kind of want to go. So my problem is like, once I get there, I'm fine. It's just
It's getting there.
it's getting me out that front door, man. Like, that's the challenge.
So we're gonna have to trick him. You know
Oh,
that,
I told
right?
him he's just gonna wake up somewhere. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah, the suitcase is
Yeah.
packed.
That could be
Driving,
fun.
he thinks he's going to a
They used to happen to
showing.
me a
You got to
lot.
get on a plane to do it. Kids are all ready to go.
Missing a kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in
Well,
Spain.
his whole family is in Costa Rica. So all
That'd
we
be fun
basically
to go
have to do
there.
is pay for the flight, and then we have places to
Yeah,
stay. And
I'm down.
we
Let's
don't
go. Let's go. I don't know why you haven't booked the flight yet.
All right, this is on film.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay.
Done. Yes. All right.
So 2020 is right around the corner. What's on the plan? I know you don't plan things, but maybe a vacation to Costa Rica, or like what are you looking
Like for business or for personal?
Both.
So, all right. So our business plan is really simple. We're just going to close deals and we're going to make money. That's just kind of like how we do it every year. We don't even really set goals. I mean, we set goals only because other people do it, and we're kind of told we were supposed to. But it is nice
That's the
having
thing,
kind of like
though.
a
That's why I was
goal
like,
in
oh,
mind.
how many units do you plan on? And like I said, I mean, as long as we can live comfortably and provide for our kids, I mean, we're not
Yeah.
really chasing numbers per
Yeah.
se. I mean, we just do what we do. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, as far as
Sorry,
business goes, we're
no.
just gonna just
There's no
work and
secret
close as
sauce,
many as
I
we
know.
can. As far as personal, whatever the hell they want to do, I'm good with.
Sweet.
You heard
We're
it.
taking the year off, and we're gonna travel the whole year. No, 2020 is the year you won't see us.
I don't know about the whole year. I mean, we still got to make money, but
How did we meet?
I want to say. I want
Clearly
to
they
say
were both drunk
John.
and no one remembers.
Was it you? Yes, I think John was the first one to put me in contact with you. So this was back with the previous brokerage, And then I was having a conversation, but I still remember that conversation. And we were talking about how it was structured and all that. And then I remember, I think I got your number from John. And then I called you, but you were like really busy. And so you were too busy for me. And then one day you called me and we had a good conversation and it just nothing ever turned out. And then I think I ended up coming over here because of, there's 2 other agents here. I don't want to name drop because it's all about, right now. So there was 2 other agents that's transferred over here from another brokerage. And so we came over here with them and that's kind of how it all, and that's where the love just grew.
It has. It's been a love fest.
Yes.
A love fest of collaboration with
Well,
all the cool kids.
Speaking of collaboration, because I think that's a common thing that comes up in the studio a lot amongst all the agents that's come through here, is that our brokerage is not like other brokerages in the local area, because there's some good ones out there, but for the most part everybody's kind of very secretive. Nobody really kind of collaborates with one another, whereas here at this brokerage, that is kind of the vibe throughout
Secret
the entire
sauce.
everybody's willing to share secrets and stuff like that. What's your experience been like being here at Signature?
You can.
This has been my only home, so
I don't know.
Yeah. So I can answer it because I've been
anywhere else.
at several brokerages. So I've been at 6 or 7 other brokerages
Probably.
prior to this.
Well, because he went to like the small mom and pop, and then he went to like the bigger,
Like a bigger
the
brokerage.
bigger brokerages because
But
they promised more.
Every brokerage that I've gone to, they tell you, they tell you what you want. It's all pillow talk.
Yeah.
And then once you get there, they don't deliver anything. And then you get kind of like on the sidelines and you kind of feel like you're nobody. I don't know. It's weird. It's a whole different vibe. So I never felt like any of those places were actually home. This place actually, and it sounds like cheesy or whatever, but it feels like home. Like I feel comfortable when I come here. Like you always make me feel welcome. Like I feel like you're genuine, which is a hard thing to find nowadays. So it's just this place, you would really have to do something really bad, like for me to want to leave here. Do you know what I mean? Like I've had people call me like, "Oh, you thinking about making a switch?" Like, nope, not at all. I'm good, man. Like don't even waste your time.
Yeah.
So
Yay!
yeah.
I hope you have the same answer.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. But
She's only
I-
had good
I-
experience.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I know seeing other people come from other places and coming here, and I've had actually people where I met them and they're like, "Oh, you're with Signature? How's that? And how do you like her?" And I'm just like, "Oh, it's awesome. It's cool. Like, there's good vibes. You walk in here, and legitimately, people have no problem." Sharing and providing details and like, oh, this is what we use and this is how we got that information and here's a link. No, as far as I know, nowhere else offers that, and we've come across other agents that are with bigger or smaller or whoever, and they're just like, yeah, I went there and I just kind of like, now I don't know what to do.
They feel lost.
And so it's just it's sad, but and I can't even imagine because like I said, I came in and he was already established, so just kind of watching and I just kind of jumped into it. But I would only imagine how scary it is to start an entirely new career and have no idea what to do.
I mean, it really doesn't matter. This is where it's going to sound bad, but it doesn't really matter where you're at because at the end of the day, you're running your own business and you're doing your own marketing. You're doing everything on your own, and if you don't feel like working, it doesn't matter where you're at. You're not going to work. Yep. So it doesn't matter. But if you want to be in an environment where you feel comfortable with the other people that you work with, for me, this is this place. So I've never felt that anywhere else.
And it's fun to compete.
I don't really compete.
But it's fun. It's fun when you win.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like,
it is. I like getting my little awards and stuff like that. But I'm not a very competitive person. I'm not a jealous person. Like I don't focus on other people. I focus on me and my family, and that's all that's important to me.
Well, saying that, I think that's a really good thing too, because most people here, like if someone gets a new car, someone buys a house, or someone, there's people are so quick to be like, oh, whatever, and they're haters because they're jealous of. But here it's like, oh my gosh, let me go see your new car. That's awesome.
Because everybody's doing so damn good here. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what I mean? Like the love is there and it's genuine. And when somebody gets a car or a house or whatever, we're the first to be like, oh my God, when's the housewarming? And let's go see it. And we actually hang out and barbecue with other people in the office, and our kids play. And
but we haven't yet.
Yeah.
What's going on? And
so the next
I
segment
know we were
on
going
this
to, but we got to make this happen.
I'm working
Seriously.
on it.
He has
I'm
boys.
working on it.
Oh yeah,
you probably
sorry.
not.
You and your wife could come over. I don't allow boys at my house. I'm sorry.
When they turn 30, we'll get them mixed together. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You'd
They
be
just
so
have to
lucky.
be in the downstairs. They have to stay downstairs.
Yeah.
You'd be so lucky because his boys are so great and your girls are
No,
great.
yeah, no.
No, it's
It'd
funny
be fun
though.
in-laws.
I'm like that now though, because it's like the ages.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, we're gonna invite these people over. I'm like, oh, they have sons. Now let's call this friend who has daughters. Like, hey, what are you guys doing today? Bring your daughters over.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm fine with all of them.
She's fine with it, but
I'm-
that's because she doesn't have like a boy mentality. I know what it's like. So I've met Johns before. That's why I'm like, no.
Fair enough. So you guys are quite the dynamic duo, and you guys complement each other's styles. You don't necessarily have a system or a plan, but you have an intent, I think,
Yes.
with just making your clients happy. And I think
Right.
when you lead with that, you're always going to win.
Right.
Because
Yes.
if the client's
That's what I
happy,
believe.
then you're happy.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
nothing like a
that-
miserable client.
I think
Yeah.
that's like, besides this, my motto is always, I treat people the way I want to be treated. And so like when I work with buyers, I act like it's my house and I put myself in their shoes because we bought and sold. And so I always try to make sure that I'm aware that they're not going to know the lingo and they're not going to know the timing and they're not going to, so I break it down like it's my first time too.
Yeah.
So
But she took it too far with the whole like treating it like it's my house. When they walked in and you were taking a shower that time,
that
It's
kind of
very
uncomfortable,
odd.
but,
Yeah.
you know, I was breaking it
it was
in.
6 months after we closed. Come on.
Yeah.
She kept the super on there.
Yeah.
I made a key for
She
myself.
keeps the
I
key
do
from
it
every
time.
client, you know. Cat's out of the
Is
bag.
that not supposed to happen? I don't.
That would be a great sitcom, just
I
like
know,
the
right?
psycho realtor that just won't stop and just
The creeper realtor.
just lives with their clients. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Fun. I would live with some of my clients. They're pretty awesome. Some I would like. No, I'm just kidding. I would never say. I love all of you guys. Can you edit it and make it like a ding?
We can. I think we will. Billy, I'm gonna make a note of that.
There we go. Awesome.
So in our local area, we have over 5,000 real estate agents, and so I would say only maybe 10% are actually making a living. And
If
you
it's
seem to
probably
be
lower
making
than
a living.
that.
Nice.
What would you say are some of kind of the flaws in our industry of real estate and stuff like that? Why?
The first flaw, I can tell you right away.
What?
It's too easy to get your license.
Hmm.
Way too easy to get your license. I think the second flaw.
Says
So
the
the
man who flunked it 3 times.
first flaw. Well, if you take the crash course, it's too damn easy. It's too and you don't stop having them damn babies and get some sleep. No, so the first
I
thing
passed
is
my first time.
it's too easy to get the license. I would say the second flaw is most people that get their real estate license have no business sense at all, and they have no idea like how to run a business. They're used to clocking. So I feel bad saying this, but this is a reality. So you have worker bees, and then you have the queens or the people that run stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you're a worker bee man, it doesn't matter if you get your real estate license or try to start your own business. Chances are you're probably better off working for somebody. That's just the reality of the situation. When you figure out who you are, you're going to be way happier in your life. I am not a worker bee. I've always been self-employed. I cannot imagine myself working for somebody. So I started my first business when I was like 18, and I'm 42 now. So I've been self-employed my whole adult life, except for the 10 months that I sold my business. So
And fell off a ladder.
and fell off a ladder. So the other thing, the second flaw is most people get into this because they see people like John, and they're like, oh, John makes it look easy and fun. I can make money too. Then they go get their real estate license, and then they figure out that, hey, it's not all about fun. There's actually work behind the scenes that I didn't know about. And then the main thing they don't teach you about is leads or having to obtain clients. That's probably the most challenging part of our business.
Yeah.
You could suck as a realtor, and if you have more clients than the guy who knows everything, you're gonna make more money. So there's a lot. I can keep going, but what do you think?
Wow. Well, I think the misconceptions of they just assume they get their license and they just sell houses.
Yeah.
Oh, I just have to sell a house, or I just have to ask my friends and family. And so sometimes working with family isn't the best way to go because you're family, they're just going to be like, oh, well, then I don't have to pay you. And you're just like, I still got to eat. So, yeah, I think misconceptions of how easy it seems to be. Or the sad thing is people, and even, we've had like sellers or buyers, they see what we make and they're just like, oh, so I can make that off one deal? Like, really?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, but we haven't vacationed in 15 years, right? Like,
Yeah.
we don't take days off. Like, I work on weekends and, so it's just one of those things that people don't see
The big picture.
all that goes into it. If you want to be successful and this is what you do to support your household, you got to work all the time.
And it's hard work. You can have
It's
a
hard work,
glamorous
yes.
lifestyle, but it is not, in my opinion, it's not a
Yes, look at
glamorous
the glamour.
job.
We're so glamorous, yeah.
But it's not a glamorous job. All the different dynamics of the personalities,
yes.
getting in the car, driving, showing properties in and out. I don't think it's hustle.
It's not for the weak, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so like I said, we have other businesses.
What are your other businesses?
I have a printing company, web design business. We have an entertainment company with like DJs and things like that. So we have a couple different things going on. And that's the other thing too. A lot of people will look at us and they're like, "Man, you guys are doing really well for yourself." But it's like most people only think we do real estate.
Yeah.
Like there's other stuff going on too. So
I didn't know you did stuff. That's awesome.
He did all of our
Yeah.
open house signs. Mike's printout.
Mike's
There's a website. You can go-
Mike'sPrintOutlet.com.
Yep.
Check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just entrepreneurs, man. That's it.
It's what it is.
And it's clear that that's in your DNA. You're not someone that's trying to do entrepreneurship because that's kind of a hot term over the past 5 years or so because of Gary Vee and stuff like that. Everyone's like, "Oh, I want to be an entrepreneur," but it's like if you're not cut out for it, man, it's it'll spit you out real quick.
Yeah.
Kick you in the face.
That's what the perception that it's easy.
I think
Not easy.
3 or 4 of our past clients in the last 12 months got their real estate license.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm like, we just make it look so damn easy, I think.
That's awesome.
I think that's what we do. We just make it look so easy. Because I think in the beginning, when I first got my license, I think I was a little bit more open with my clients. And when there was a problem, I would call them right away and let them know all the stuff that was going on. And so I remember when I first got licensed, people were like, "Damn, I don't know how you deal with this stuff. Like, there's so much you deal with." But now I think because I'm seasoned and I don't even stress as much as I used to, I don't call them unless I have to. So there's so many problems. There could be like 100 problems that happened,
Yep.
Or
and
99.
they don't know any of it. There could be 99 problems and they might know about one. So that's the thing. It's like, I don't tell them anything unless I have to, because why stress them out?
Yeah.
And I don't even stress out anymore. Half the time I'm like, oh, like before I'd be like, oh, this deal's gonna fall apart. Now I'm like, it's gonna work out. Let's do this, blah blah blah, and then we're good. You know.
Yeah.
I always compare it to it's like being in a war zone, and so people that are fresh off, they get dropped into the war zone. They're just every bullet that whizzes by, they're freaked out and stuff like that. But then you got that guy that's been doing it for 20 years with a scar down his face, and he's just like, was it Nate Baum for breakfast or whatever?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's what these wrinkles are right there.
Yeah.
That's real estate wrinkles right there. That's experience.
41 going on 61.
You know what I'm saying? 42. Woo! You know what I'm saying?
I actually do remember one of the very first masterminds that I ever went to here at Signature had some of the big names, and everyone was complaining about health issues, and I'm like, and I'm just listening to everyone, and I'm like, what am I getting myself into?
No,
Oh
tell
my
some of the stories.
gosh.
That was awesome. Yeah.
It was crazy. They were talking about chest pains and high blood pressure, and some of them were younger than me, and I'm looking at him like, what the?
Dude, this business can.
Y'all need to tell me this before I start, and then you get into it and you understand, but it's.
I talked to a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time, and I mean, I was just talking to somebody the other day. She's a broker, and she's a good friend of mine, and she probably knows who she is if she sees this. But she was telling me, she's like, I'm always debating, like, should I keep doing this or try to find something else? And
You keep hitting the microphone.
it's okay, it's not even on. So that's the thing. Like that's a super common conversation that I have with realtors that have been in the business for a long time. You're constantly asking yourself, do I want to continue being abused? Can I handle this abuse that I'm dealing with every day? Yeah, that we get rewarded monetarily really well, but if that only happens a few times a year, you're not making a lot at the end of the year. But if you're doing enough deals, yeah, you can make a good living. But how much abuse are you willing to take? The thing is, if you have thick skin, like I think I'm pretty used to it now, and
I was used to it before.
she's pretty used to it. Yeah, she's always had really thick skin, so
yeah.
I toughened her up. I was like, so I think that's the thing. Like,
Really, you guys?
I think that's the question. Do you ever ask yourself that, like, realistically? Like, do you ever like think like, what else can I do, or what else should I get into? Is this worth my sanity to keep doing this business? Because this business, there's so much roller coasters. One day you're on cloud 9, everything is going perfect, and the next day you're on the bottom, like, oh, the whole world's falling apart.
I just had 2 deals canceled. What the?
Yeah.
I will say that when McDonald's started doing the $15 an hour, I was very tempted.
Right?
You too? I turned in an
I flip burgers
application.
$15 an
No,
hour.
I turned in an application. They never got back to me, so I had to stay in real estate. BS.
And you only had
So
to do
lucky.
one script.
I was so looking
Do you want
forward to.
fries with that?
I know. Fries up. Perfect. I'm just kidding. Anyways, it's an inside joke.
Oh, good times.
Out of control.
Well, Susan, final thoughts?
Well, no.
No final thoughts? Okay.
I do have final thoughts.
All right, what's your final thought?
I'm gonna die someday. No, not really.
This got dark real quick.
I just want to personally thank you for being here and being a part of the collaboration that we have, because we couldn't build it without you.
Yeah.
And I feel like not only do I know you on a professional level, I do know you personally, and I do love everything that you stand for and everything you do and everything that you represent, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's just plain fun doing this with you.
Yeah.
And every time she walks in and she goes like this, I'm like,
I only do that to her. I don't.
Sure.
I'm not it. Mike's a hugger and we'll grab butts, but I'm just the shimmy girl to Susan. Yes.
But I feel like there's a connection that is real, and I just love you guys. Thanks for being here and supporting the vision, and I wish you all the success always, no matter where you are.
Well, we wouldn't go anywhere else that I know
You're so
of,
good with your
because I
words. Everything you just said, ditto. Ditto.
Well,
Final thought?
thank you.
Well, speaking of Susan's words, one of my favorite things, she has so many good sayings, but one of the favorite things I've had this past year is, do I have permission to give you constructive feedback? She likes saying that to me a lot.
I do.
I'm still under
not.
construction, I guess.
Wow.
But
It's just when someone needs a little help
Yeah.
or a little push.
I think I've
Out
heard
the
that a few
window.
times.
I
Yeah,
wanna have
I've
a
heard that a few
constructive
times.
conversation. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to hear it.
No permission.
Stuck
here.
in my own ways.
Next time she says, I'm just saying nope.
Nope. You do not have permission.
Let me
So
tell
you'd
you
be like,
anyways.
what?
Yeah.
I will.
I don't
beat
think
you.
she's going to care if you give her permission or not. Yeah.
So do we all do a final thought? Do you have a final thought? I want to
Oh,
do a
are we?
final.
I don't know.
Do you normally do final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts?
Everybody does a final thought?
Sure.
Normally?
Sure.
No, normally. I want to know.
We're doing it now.
No. I'm asking seriously. Normally does.
Yes, I would say
Yes.
so.
Damn it! I was trying to do something different. Okay. That's not the answer I was looking for, John.
It's your show, man. It's your
Does anybody
episode. You
do it while they
whatever
stand on
you
their head?
Do I have permission to give you constructive feedback?
Sure.
No.
Yeah. How's it feel when you want the other answer, huh? Final thought.
Thanks for having me.
That's all you have to say.
Yeah, I
There it is.
don't know.
Very eloquent.
We love what we do. It's just funny because, people do ask us, like, what do you guys do? And we're like, I don't know.
We play all
we
day.
live together and we work, and there is no secret sauce. I don't know.
So are we allowed to try to like help out Mr. Billy here? Like, can other people come in here and do podcasts and do
Yes.
recordings and things like that?
Yes.
I think it's really important that we give Billy some information.
Yay, Billy.
If anybody's looking for a nice studio to come and do a recording, Billy is awesome. This place is decked out, man. I'm super impressed. So I think, Billy, you should take these off and come over and say hi. You should be in the video. I really think you need some recognition.
Come
for
on,
all the
everybody.
stuff you do.
Welcome to the desk.
Welcome to the show.
Sit
Come
on
on,
Mike's lap.
come on, sit right here.
You're
Billy.
gonna sit on
Thank
Mike's
you, thank
lap.
you, buddy. Thank you,
Come on,
thank you.
man. No. I'm not messing around.
I'm
Get over
right
here.
here.
Yeah.
This is the man behind the camera.
Billy, the guy behind the camera. How did they get in touch?
Well, you can get a hold of us right here at Signature Studios. The name of the company is 2819 Productions. You can look us up on Facebook, or you can get a hold of us right here at the studio.
Woohoo!
Love
So I
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, man, you deserve it. Jeez, you're awesome.
He's kind of cute too, you know.
I mean, dude, you don't even
He
know
takes
my
fives for
my
sitting on
knee.
his lap.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah, you're
leg.
not gonna watch that knee for a while, are you?
Usually, people pay to sit on the lap, but that's good. We'll let you slide.
Good money
We'll
too.
let you slide.
Spoken like a true pimp.
Yeah.
Anita's pimping.
That's right.
Like loud. I think we really know what this
Always
structure is
the
here.
pimp.
This team effort. It's like, go do some open houses.
You
That's
can
right.
say that. You're gonna use that, aren't you?
So
What?
Always the pimp.
Oh,
never the
yeah.
hoe.
Oh. All day, every day.
Inappropriately wonderful.
It's so relevant to our business too.
99 problems.
Just so you know.
Well, final
That
thoughts?
was my final thought. That was
Or
the
was Billy was your final
That
thought?
was my final thought. I just really felt like Billy needed to get some recognition. I really want him to just blow up.
Thank you.
I like Billy.
He's-
Billy's a nice guy.
And that's the real heart of him.
Yeah.
Like he just did it by accident, and it was a good purpose.
Well, I give shout outs all day to all my friends if I could, but
Wow,
it'd all be
don't
cut
feel
out
special.
anyways.
Well, my final thoughts on you guys is that clearly the love that you guys have for each other, it's playful, it's fun. You guys really complement each other. You're the yin to the yang. But you guys have a good time, and that comes through. And I think anytime you could have a fun time doing something with somebody that you love, there's nothing that could stop you.
It makes it easy.
And I think your clients are the beneficiaries of that. So I think that's why you've been so successful over the past few years, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. So for this episode of Signature Studio Spotlight Series, thank you so much for watching, Anita and Michael and Susan Ebert.
Yay!
And the
Cue
ball guy
music.
tag.
Thank you.
Saying see you in escrow. Bye. Bye.